Hey you guys, it's Peter and welcome to my channel, Peter Likes Books. And this is one of my favorite days of the month. There's like a hair hanging off my hat. It's like an eyelash. It's one of my favorite days of the month. It is the day that I get to announce the next month's books for Peter's Book Club and for a true crime book club that I run with my good Judy Mel. Hey Mel, how are you? Mel has already posted on the Goodreads thread and the Facebook group for a true crime book club the book for August, but I'm going to announce it today, and I'm also going to announce right here the book that we will be reading for August for Peter's Book Club. I'm really excited about this one. This is something that I have seen on the bestseller list. It just made its appearance, its debut, on the New York Times bestseller list this week. I saw it on Audible. I've seen it everywhere, and I'm really excited about reading this book, although I think it will be a little bit of a scary thriller because of what it's about. For me, it's one of my fears in life. But let's get right into this. Before we get into that, I want to talk about the book that will be our true crime book for the month of August, and that book is Couple Found Slain After a Family Murder by Mikita Brottman. And here I put the thumbnail, or not the thumbnail, I will put the cover of that book up here somewhere. And let me read to you the synopsis about this book. And I have to tell you, I think it was 2 months ago when we did the live stream for a true crime book club, we went through like 3 or 4 different books that just came out this year. This book just came out in July, and we were like trying to pick books for like the rest of the summer. And the majority of the people that were in the book club for the live stream that day voted to read this book, because it talks a lot about what goes into situations that happen like this and kind of breaks it down a little bit more. And so it's more of a theoretical book than talking about, well, here, I will read the synopsis for you. Okay. Mikita Brottman is one of today's finest practitioners of nonfiction. The New York Times Book Review critically acclaimed author and psychoanalyst Mikita Brottman offers literary true crime writing at its best, taking us into the life of a murderer after his conviction. When most stories end, but the defendant's life goes on. On February 21st, 1992, 22-year-old Brian Beckold walked into a police station in Port St. Joe, Florida, and confessed that he'd shot and killed his parents in their family home in Silver Spring, Maryland. He said he'd been possessed by the devil. He was eventually diagnosed with schizophrenia and ruled not criminally responsible for the murders on grounds of insanity. But after the trial, where do the criminally insane go? But Brottman reveals Brian's inner life leading up to the murder, as well as his complicated afterlife in a maximum security psychiatric hospital where he is neither imprisoned nor free. During his 27 years at the hospital, Brian has tried to escape and been shot by police, and has witnessed 3 patient-on-patient murders. He's experienced the drugging of patients beyond recognition, a sadistic system of rewards and punishments, and the short-lived reign of a crazed psychiatrist turned stalker. In the tradition of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Couple Found Slain is an insider's account of life in the underworld of forensic psych wards in America and the forgotten lives of those held there, often indefinitely. And we talk a lot about psychiatric diagnoses and things like that when we are reading about true crime, and so many of us thought that this would be an interesting read to kind of find out more about it. So I'm really excited about reading that book. I think it's going to be a tough read. I think it's going to be hard to read, but I also think that it will be intriguing. So now, for the month of June, we read The Babysitter, and for the month of July, we are reading The Lost Girls, and then we will have the live stream for that. Mel and I have not announced the date, but I'm assuming that we'll do it the first Sunday of August. I need to talk to her about that. It might be the second Sunday of August at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, so and we have some fun books coming for the fall as well. So that's the true crime book for August. I'm really excited about that. All right, now, the book for Peter's Book Club for August, I didn't really know what to pick, and let me tell you what happened. So, typically, I go to like half-price books or Barnes & Noble, and I walk around until something kind of just pulls my eye, and then I'm like, okay, this is the book that we're going to pick. Because I want it to be a book that I would typically read, but what I'm finding is that I'm picking books that, I wanted to pick something newer so that not everybody had read it. But what I'm finding is that so many people have already read the book that I picked for the month. Or, you know, it's like kind of like a fleeting trend of the book, if that makes sense. Now, I've really enjoyed most of the books that we've read so far for Peter's Book Club. I will say Mexican Gothic was not my favorite. I did a review over here, if you saw it, called This Book is Meh, because that's just how I felt about it. I'm hoping that, well, this month, one of the books is The Maidens, and the other one is The People We Meet on Vacation. I haven't read that one yet. I'm going to listen to it this week on Audible. I love The Maidens. I thought it was fantastic. So for the month of August, I just went on the New York Times bestseller list and I wanted to see what was debuting, what was new. And I was kind of surprised to see this book over there because I had seen the cover on Audible, like I said, and I read the synopsis and I was like, oh, this is interesting. But the fact that it's on the New York Times bestseller list already is interesting to me. And that is the book Falling by T.J. Newman. Okay, you can see it's a plane on the cover. I think it's actually a beautiful cover. So let's read about... Oh, the synopsis is really short. It's like really short. You just boarded a flight to New York. There are 143 other passengers on board. What you don't know is that 30 minutes before the flight, your pilot's family was kidnapped. For his family to live, everyone in your plane must die. The only way the family will survive is if the pilot follows his orders and crashes the plane. Enjoy the flight. T.J. Newman, a former bookseller turned flight attendant, worked for Virgin America and Alaska Airlines from 2011 to 2021. She wrote much of Falling on cross-country red-eye flights while her passengers were asleep. She lives in Phoenix, Arizona. This is her first novel. So, there we go. It's on the New York Times bestseller list. Someone said... oh, it's got a quote at the top of it. I'm not going to crash this plane, and you're not going to kill my family. Falling is the best kind of thriller for me as a reader anyway. Characters you care deeply about. Non-stop, totally authentic suspense, said James Patterson. Oh, that's interesting. Amazing, intense suspense, shocks and scares, plus chilling insider authenticity makes this one very special. Lee Child. How is she getting all of these reviews from these, like, really huge authors? Okay. Another one. Bullet train of a thriller with incredible tension and personal stakes. The real engine of this stunning and relentless book is how far would you go to save your family? I read Falling with my heart in my throat. This is Jaws at 35,000 feet. I heard that like on one of the other reviews. This must have been the review that I read. An extraordinary debut. Did it say on the front? Oh yeah, it says it right here. Okay, this is Jaws at 35,000 feet. An extraordinary debut in the perfect summer page turner, Don Winslow. Janet Ivanovich says, T.J. Newman has taken a brilliant idea, a decade of real-life experience, and crafted the perfect summer thriller. Relentlessly paced and unforgettable. Oh my god, Adrian McKinney. Okay, buckle up for a... What was the book that he wrote? I loved that book. They're making it into a movie. The Chain. The Chain. Buckle up for a completely original edge-of-your-seat thriller that will keep you guessing until the final nail-biting pages. This is the best thriller I've read in years. And Diana Gabaldon. Heart-pounding, I mean, all great reviews from amazing authors. Heart-pounding, heart-wringing, heart-stopping, a great book. One of those where you're afraid to turn the next page, but you can't stop. Unbelievable. Okay, I'm very, very excited about this. Are you guys going to read it with me? Are you going to read the true crime book this for August? 2 great books for the month of August. I'm really, really excited. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you soon. Bye.